Are chin mounts worth the money to mount your action camera on your helmet? Plus one shout out. Let's talk about that. Let's get cracking. Good moto morning. Welcome to another episode of Kraken's Garage, and I'm your host Eric, and on Kraken's Garage we discuss all good things on 2 and 3 wheels. On today's episode we're talking about the chin mounts. Are they worth your money? How has it worked out for Kraken after using a chin mount for over 100 videos? Let's talk about that. So I purchased my chin mount from their direct website and it ran $35. It's a brilliant design. It's basically made out of a 3D printer, and they custom make them to fit very many different helmets that are available on the market, on today's market. I'll throw some video footage up here while I'm talking about it, but the challenge I have is in its standard GoPro mount. As you can see, this is a GoPro, not an aftermarket mount. How is it working out? And the problem is when I mount it up and get it all situated, in its most furthest back position, the camera points down too far. And the reason of that is this is a sport bike helmet by design. I prefer sport bike helmets by design as well because usually they're more aerodynamic and quieter going down the road. The ambient air plays havoc with my hearing and of course my audio on my videos. I try to keep it down to a minimum. The biggest problem is that these helmets were designed to be ridden on sport bikes. Inherently on a sport bike, you are hunched over, low, to keep your air drag and your footprint going through the wind to a minimum as best you can. When you're sitting on a cruiser like my Harley or the Indian, you know, you're basically sitting straight up. And even sitting straight up, when I'm looking forward, look where the camera is pointed. It's pointed straight down, and that's as far back as it goes. And you've seen in a couple of my videos, some of them I just can the whole video because the scenic view I was providing was that bad. Now, what can a person do to mitigate this and deal with getting your camera at a better angle? You can put extensions on them and get it further away from the helmet, up and out, so you can tilt it back a little further. Or GoPro makes, you know, extended mounts that kick it further away from the helmet and give you a little more room between the camera and your helmet to tilt it back more, which I have done, and therein lies the rub. If I'm spending $35 on a premium item that was designed specifically for this helmet, it is my opinion, and no one else's, so take it with a grain of salt, chin mounts should have a disclaimer on their website for this very helmet. If you use a standard mount, you're probably going to need an extension, and here's a link to our extensions, or you can buy them on Amazon or through GoPro directly. Oddly enough, in their defense, when you take a look at the actual pictures on their website of this helmet, they show those extensions on it, but there's no mention of it or suggestion that you should order them. I don't agree with that marketing, and I think that's a slight oversight. So I reached out to the company and had a conversation with Chin Mounts on Instagram through direct message. Now, folks, when you have a rub with a company, don't go after the customer service representatives and start lambasting them. They have a tough enough job already, and it's not their call. It's rarely the owner who's replying to you. If it is, then that's a different story. They're told what they can do and what they can't do, and that's all governed by the owner of the company. So be kind to them. You catch more flies with honey than you do with salt. So the message I sent them is, good day, my name is Eric, and I purchased your chin mount for my Scorpion EXO-R1. The challenge I have is it points too far down, and when I'm motovlogging, the camera is tilted as far back as possible, but still looking at the gas tank. I understand I can put extensions on it, but in my humble opinion, this defeats the purpose of a $35 premium item that fails. On a sport bike helmet, inherently looks down by design. I'm on a cruiser looking straight ahead, and it's still terrible. Is this a design flaw? They promptly got right back with me and said, thank you for reaching out to us. Our camera angle is determined by several factors, including your height, body position, the bike you ride, and the attachments you are using. If you need to adjust the angle further, I recommend trying out some different attachments that can be purchased through us or other retailers. They provided some links, you know, of the items I'm showing. I got right back to them again, and I said, I appreciate you getting back to me. In my humble opinion, chin mounts should put a disclaimer on the narrative for this mount for this particular helmet. Bottom line, your product does not do what you advertise without adding extensions to make it work, turning a $35 issue into a $50 issue. For reference, I'm 6'4" tall, and I'm riding a Harley-Davidson FLH dresser. I look straight ahead. There is no leaning down like I'm riding on a sport bike. I understand your perspective and I'm disappointed in your product. I will shoot a video sharing my results and interaction with your company. Thank you for your time. They got back to me and said, thanks for the valuable feedback, Ari. I'm sorry that you're disappointed. I'll make sure to pass this feedback on over to our team. Thank you for that. For your reference, there is a tab on the product page that does mention what's included with our chin mounts. However, I understand that this may have been missed at the time you ordered your product. For that reason, here's a coupon code to get free shipping if you want to order more products from us. So hopefully this will get back to the design team. What I feel needs to be restructured on this mount is just have this backside of this mount built up and pushed out a little further to allow the camera to tilt back further and give it a little more room. And I think that would be a win for everybody involved. Does Kraken recommend that you purchase a chin mount? Well, yes and no. If you're rocking a normal helmet, I'm sure you're going to be fine, as there's many people using these with great success and rave reviews about it. If you're rocking a sport helmet at any brand, AGV, Shoei, Arai, or the likes of them, and it is designed for sport bike riding, the helmet inherently is going to look down. Just know that you might have some problems with chin mount, and at the end of the day, when you reach out to them, they aren't going to help you. So those of you that have had this issue, contact them so that maybe they'll put some thought into the R&D and redesign these chin mounts to accommodate what its mission goal is, because it fails as it does out of the box without some further assistance at the tune of buying more items. So it gets one thumb up from me and one thumb down. Just a heads up to anybody if you run into this issue. Hopefully it will help a few people out there. And to all my end watchers, this week's shout out goes to BikerTorque. Ross has 1,950 subs. He's about to break 2,000 with only 62 videos out. That should tell you something right there. The quality of his videos are off the hook good. What I love about Ross's channel is his production value is amazingly good. He is an advocate for all the motovloggers in Australia. He does a lot of collaborations with Harley Throttle Juice, Roger and Michelle, Steph with Bikes, Burgers and Beer, Throttle Down Under, and the like. My favorite videos of his is he does interviews of some of the Aussie legends. By the way, he hails from Australia. What I mean by Aussie legends is he'll go talk to these elderly riders that have a collection to die for of Lavertas, Moto Guzzi's, just wonderful old school Ducatis and things of that nature. Just a real page out of the history of motorcycling in their heyday when they came into their own. These gentlemen have lived the life, have a story to tell that dates back half a century of their riding. And most of them own quite a few of those bikes in their garage and would enjoy talking to Ross about them. Ross does an amazing job on his interviews, and I cannot highly recommend this man's channel enough. If you decide you want to go check him out and you subscribe, please let him know that Kraken sent you. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And there's my Ghost Dog Bullet. He's up there to remind me to wrap up this video. If you would like to become a Patreon, the link is listed down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more of the future, hit that subscribe button right down there in the corner. And remember, folks, go riding because it's good for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.